is one of a kind.
It's one of the best things in soccer is scoring goals.
Give him an inch and he'll never forgive you. He's been singled out as Australia's next World Cup hope.
A bit more in the centre of the field, and there's the dip again, and that is another brilliant goal from Konbutsianis.
But for now, the Melbourne Knights stand in his way. Can he continue his devastating form?
Tries a shot at goal, and that's a great goal from Konbutsianis.
Butsianis, South Melbourne, and this was our match of the day.
The breeze is behind South Melbourne in this first half. In swinging corner, it's a good ball in, and what a fantastic start for Mark Viduka. Less than 60 seconds on the clock, and the 18-year-old has put the Knights ahead. Butsianis with the free kick. The angle not appropriate for one of his specials, so it'll be a traditional cross inside. Cleared though by Savinsky. Out wide to Muscat. Plenty of players still forward for South. The lofted ball in, flicked on. Trimboli's underneath it. And that is a penalty to South Melbourne. And complaints all round from the Melbourne Knights defence. Even the coach is up on his feet. He can't believe it. But now it's Butsianis against Miller. And that's 1-1. And it's the 6th goal of the season to Konbutsianis. Diamichis now. And one of his surging runs forward. He loves to get forward. Fausto Diamichis. Still Diamichis. Viduka. Marth. Talajic is out wide. And here's Diamichis going forward. It's a brilliant turn. Viduka, and the shot, oh, just past the post. That's a brilliant move from the Melbourne Knights. Peter Salakis warming up for South Melbourne. Just wonder who he would be replacing. Unless there's some injury problems out there. Still not clear, and there's Martin there, and it's gone in! And it's Andrew Marth. The big man has made up for his mistake in the first half when he conceded a penalty. Quickly taken. Viduka underneath it with Wade. Too far for Wade. Oh! And a spin. Fooling Anastasiados. It's still not clear. And Bujabasic in the end scuffed his shot. But a let off for South Melbourne. Hassler, the early ball in. Not cleared properly, Trimboli. Now Talajic with a chance, straight back to Hassler though. That's been the story of the game in the last 20 minutes or so. And Tassios, can he reach that and pulls it back? Still in play, Trimboli, brilliant save! Outstanding save from David Miller from point blank. And the Knights defence are complaining that the ball went over the line. We couldn't quite see it there, but that was the shot from Trimboli, and Miller reflexes just parried it away. Play on, says the referee. There'll be an uproar if South Melbourne score here. That's not a bad effort either from Durakovic. My word, what a shot. And that is the last say of what's been an enthralling encounter here this afternoon. A whirlwind start for the Melbourne Knights, with Mark Viduka scoring a fine header after just 1 minute. Andrew Marth was the villain temporarily because he gave away a penalty which Konbutsianis dispatched with ease. 1-1 at half-time. It was the second half where the Melbourne Knights really showed their true spirit. Andrew Marth scoring the winner with a left-foot shot, getting in behind Paul Wade to put the Knights 2-1 ahead.
The scoreline may have suggested otherwise, but Parramatta and Sydney United delivered a wholehearted exhibition of attacking football. In the first half, it was the Eagles who pinned back on the defensive. But the cracking pace continued after the break. Craig Moffat made a telling contribution. The Eagles midfielder unleashed a series of well-disguised moves, but couldn't break down the last line of defence. There was more frustration. Gabriel Mendes did all the groundwork here, providing Parramatta with plenty of thrust. Jeff Gunning sent Marshall Soper the perfect cross, but the perfect header was blocked by an outstretched Zelko Kalats. 8 yellow cards were issued in the game. Kalats was lucky not to have conceded a penalty after clashing with Spiteri. The slow-motion replay shows the Crows keeper may have manhandled his opponent, but cries for further action were dismissed. With minutes remaining, more drama. A block-busting run by Jeff Gunning allowed Soper to display his magical skills. But this spectacular effort was disallowed for offside. Into injury time, and the ball ended in the net a second time. But again offside, and Parramatta's celebrations were short-lived. Melbourne. The sparks were flying in this explosive contest. Here's Kyle Patterson.
In the blue corner, leading the attack for South Melbourne, Francis Awaratifi, weighing in at 77 kilos, standing 185 centimetres, the scorer of spectacular goals. In the red corner, leading the defence for the Melbourne Knights, Andrew Marr, weighing in at 83 kilos, standing 184 centimetres, the destroyer of those who dare threaten his goal. These two heavyweights went into battle for vital championship points and the pride of place in Melbourne soccer. Awaratifi, last season's top goal scorer, knew Marr would be a bitter foe.
He'll do anything in his means, and I know, stab or kick his grandmother if he had to stop her scoring a goal. So, so I've got no hope.
Marr is one of the tough guys of Aussie soccer, but claims he's mellowed over the years.
I'm getting a bit older and a bit wiser, so, behaving myself a bit better now.
But the aggression is still there, and it was to cost Marr and the Melbourne Knights dearly.
The ball was up, and I've called Stabber's ball. I've gone up, and Andrew got the flick on, and I thought it was goal kick, and next minute he's pointed at the penalty spot. He goes, Andrew, you've elbowed him. I said, how come I haven't even got booked yet? Yeah. So he goes penalty and 1-1, and that really put a downer on the day. Yeah.
Somehow Marr escaped a yellow card for that offence and can consider himself lucky. It wasn't the only time his elbow made contact with South Melbourne players. Indeed, referee John Santa-Isabel missed several nasty incidents, including a stomp by Kevin Muscat on Joseph Biskic and an altercation that followed. No one was cautioned for these incidents, yet Awaratifi was given a yellow card for a tackle on Marr. The flamboyant Awaratifi has collected 5 cards in 7 games and now faces a 2-week suspension.
I'm sick and tired of it because every week I go out there trying to do a job. I get kicked, half a dozen times before a referee reacts, but I commit one tackle, and it wasn't even a tackle in today's case because I didn't go through with a tackle, and I still get a yellow card. What have I got to do?
Now the player who got tackled has admitted that he was acting. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me angry because, it's been going on for a while, the standard of refereeing. I don't care, what anyone says, but it's just gone down. It's getting worse.
To complete a forgettable day, Awaratifi was hampered by a knee injury and was taken off as South Melbourne went down 2-1. Con Butsianis also went down, the victim of a can of beer thrown by a hooligan. Butsianis suffered a cut to his head, was able to continue playing, but his performance was affected.
Psychologically, as a player, you don't feel safe. Going, for instance, taking a corner, which I do regularly, going across the byline and having, a can thrown at you. Luckily, it wasn't a bottle, because if it was a bottle, it would have been more serious.
Butsianis and his club have called for greater security for players, claiming they were harassed and spat on after the game. Overall, it was a day of drama and excitement, a big crowd and a wonderful atmosphere. Andrew Marr was the victor of the heavyweight battle, scoring the winning goal and nullifying South's playmaker Paul Trimboli. The Knights took a well-deserved lap of honour, with top spot in the Coca-Cola Soccer League safely theirs for another week.